What's going on, everybody? Rob here, and today I've got a new video showcasing the Milwaukee 6130-33. Gonna do a quick unboxing for you guys and then give you a short review as well. And so if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and to follow along in future episodes, and yeah, let's get down to it. So as discussed earlier, this is the 6130-33 Milwaukee small angle grinder. It's 4.5 inches or 115 millimeters, sorry. It's the smallest they have in the range, and it is not battery powered, but cord powered. So this is pretty much the base model for Milwaukee. It's not battery, and it's the smallest diameter. But, you know, we'll make do with it. I think it was about $65 at Home Depot with, you know, their limited warranty or whatever. So the contents of your box will have this, which is your shield. This, a handle, which I'll get to, which will screw into both sides of the grinder, which is convenient. And then I've got the grinder itself in the bag. So what you see right here is what you get. Not much more really to it. Besides, in the box there is the wrench, which you will use here to fasten and unfasten your grinding pads. So the two plates on here is what holds your sanding grinding pad to the grinder, and you're going to have to click this button on the back and hold it while you wrench to loosen it. So the bottom is a backing plate, which will not be used if you're using certain things, but for most applications you will need it on the back. And there's two flat sides to the circle, inner circle, which locks it in there. So depending on your cutting or grinding pad, if it's flat, you're going to want to flatten flat here. If it's indented, like here, you're going to want to put the indented side on there and then screw it in so that it sits flush. Now you're going to want to make it pretty tight, but not too tight. It will self-tighten as it turns around. So just give it a nice, make sure it's snug, and you should be good to go. Before grinding, obviously, you're going to want to put on the shield. So let's get to that. So when it comes to the shield here, there's only a certain pattern that it can go on to your angle grinder. So you're going to want to line up all of these teeth on here, which should be facing directly away from the handle. And then you will want to press this down to get it on there, and you'll want to swivel it around, like so. You're going to want to bring it around counterclockwise to lock in. So now that you have that locked in, there are 5 different positions where you can lock it into. This first one, which is angled away from you, one a little less, one straight back if you're doing some straight up and down cutting, and then if you're lefty, righty, whatever. So you're going to want to cater that to the job you're using, and then of course make sure everything is back on there. So I'm going to set this up for my next job here. I'm going to give this one a quick hit, make sure it's snug. Doesn't have to be too tight, but you definitely don't want it backing out on you. So tight, should be good for now. And yeah, next we will move on to the handle. Alright, so now that you have your shield and your grinding pad on, you're going to want to make sure you situate your handle on whichever side is most comfortable for you. So If you're righty, I would suggest if you have your hand on the machine here with your right hand, you're going to probably want to hold it like this and not all the way around. So it does have both sides if you're righty or lefty, and yeah, it's pretty convenient, although one downside of this is that there's no one in the top, so when you're cutting straight up and down, you're going to have to kind of hold it like this instead of like this, which you can do with other models like this. So one downside, but for 65 bucks with the entry-level one, it's really the cheapest you're going to get, so it'll have the least options. So the one downside of this is that it isn't variable speed. It's really just one on, one off. And it's 11,000 RPM, so you can only use 4.5 inch pads on here, or else you're going to go too fast and end up potentially harming yourself. So you can buzz it on like this, or you can lock it in all the way down, and yeah, that's really the whole thing there. There's not much more to it, but I'd say the biggest benefit of this is the cost. 65 bucks, really easy to enter in. Biggest con is probably the lack of variable speed, and yeah. So as I get further into fabrication, I'm sure there's going to be more tools that I'm going to end up using and needing. So I'll continue to put these out as I get tools, but for now, this is all she wrote. Going to get to grinding on this chair, prep it to get some welding going on there for the first time. So if you liked the video, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.